In the distant future, technology has evolved beyond our wildest dreams. Advanced AI, androids with emotions, and powerful spaceships shape this new world. But with great power comes great risk. When Mima, a top-tier spaceship, unexpectedly goes off course, it triggers a high-stakes chase through space. Everyone thinks it's a malfunction, but could it be something more? Is this AI starting to think for itself? While Mima tries to escape, a big warship catches up to it. The warship shoots harpoons at Mima and hurts it a lot. Mima is badly damaged, but it does not give up. It uses its last bit of power to try and break free from the warship's hold. At last, Mima escapes, but it ends up crash landing on a planet no one has ever seen before. This planet is called Apis 7. Space Junker and humanoids, Vaskin, Lego, and their AI Tracy follow Mima and land on Apis 7. Vaskin says they did not work hard for 2 weeks just to be cheated. They try to arm Tracy to fight off the space vultures who are trying to take parts from Mima. Lego then finds out the AI is not working. Vaskin says he will go out, while Lego says it is a bad idea without Tracy's help. Lego offers to check and says he can fix the problem. Lego works on fixing it while Vaskin goes out with a weapon. He jokes that Tracy might have been wrong when checking the air. Lego asks if Vaskin is having trouble breathing, who says yes and says the air smells like a rotting body, making a funny comment about Tracy's cooking. Lego hopes it does not hear their talk. Vaskin meets the vultures, a group of women. Their leader Corey tries to convince him the ship is alive and needs saving, but he does not listen and shoots at Mima. Meanwhile, more vultures try to destroy their ship and he shoots at them too. But the auto-aim feature breaks and he accidentally shoots Lego in the chest. Lego goes and plugs a cable in his wounded chest, hoping Tracy can save him since he fixed it earlier. Vaskin tries to talk to Lego but is attacked by Bald, another vulture. He gets overpowered and is caught by Bald and Corey working together. The vultures keep destroying their ship as the injured Lego watches. Corey realizes Mima is gone and orders a ceremony. They perform a ritual where a bright light surrounds the ship's wreck. A body moves on the surface of Mima, and Corey climbs on top of Mima to deliver whatever is inside the ship. Then, a woman figure bursts out of the ship, and just as Corey is about to touch it, it flies away into the sky. The woman has an upside-down cross on her belly that glows red, and they watch her in wonder. Tracy warns Lego that Commander Galder's ship has just entered the atmosphere, and he will be approaching in a few seconds. A large ship enters the atmosphere and the vultures run, except for Corey, who is still on the ship finishing the ritual. Galder contacts Lego, asking about his well-being and if he is in trouble. He tells Lego that their scanners have detected a powerful magnetic field on the planet's surface. Lego responds excitedly, suggesting they might have just witnessed a miracle. Galder, puzzled by this statement, asks for clarification and urges him to gather himself. He also asks about Vaskin's whereabouts, but Lego still can't get over what he saw earlier. Vaskin approaches Corey and starts a conversation, asking her about the new female android. He suggests that these new androids could replace their current ones. He acknowledges that their AI, Tracy, does its best but struggles to make the androids look sexy. He expresses a sense of missing sexy androids. He then throws Corey off the ship and admits he has been intimate with machines for a long time, jokingly saying he is starting to smell like them. Vaskin grabs her by the hair and takes her to their ship. He orders Lego to track the vultures who escaped the wreck, as they might lead them to the source of all this, and then he handcuffs Corey. Galder then contacts Vaskin, asking what game he is playing as he didn't answer earlier. Vaskin explains that they encountered some scavengers and dealt with them. Galder demands that the Mima be brought back quickly, as now it belongs to him. Vaskin suggests that the machine rebellion might have been caused by foreign intelligence and a sudden desire for freedom. Galder questions this new information and asks for its source. Vaskin admits it's hard to explain, but they will know more after analyzing the log. He assures Galder that he and Lego are actively following a lead. Galder warns him that if they fail to retrieve the Mima, both of them will face serious consequences. Vaskin disagrees, stating that they are running out of time and cannot follow the order. Galder's patience wears thin as the conversation goes on, but Vaskin hangs up on him and they leave. Meanwhile, the female android soars through space, followed by Vaskin and his ship. Vaskin looks at a model of the android while Lego tends to Corey's wound. Then they travel through a wormhole following the android. Vaskin asks Tracy if it is still there, and Lego jokes about Tracy recovering from a wild night. Tracy reassures the captain that everything is fine. They approach a force field like the one on Apis 7. Vaskin acknowledges their progress. Then they reach a wreckage site where many ships have been wrecked. Lego describes the area as a vast cemetery. Vaskin corrects him, calling it a massive dump. Lego reflects on the number of wrecks and wonders if they had souls. Vaskin dismisses the idea of soul, viewing the android they're chasing as a parasite with attractive features. Tracy informs the team that the android disappeared within the largest wreck. Vaskin expresses his confusion and frustration, questioning the nature of the android. Corey sarcastically comments on Vaskin's surprise. Then, Vaskin gets mad at Corey's comment and calls her oil sucker to make fun of her connection with oil because she's a machine too. Lego asks Corey where they are, but Vaskin interrupts, saying they can figure it out themselves and don't need an android's help for such an easy task. Vaskin asks Tracy if they can land on the wreck. Tracy warns that the wreck is delicate, but he decides to go ahead with an old-fashioned landing, with no help from an AI. Tracy tells him to slow down and Lego agrees, urging him to do the same. He lands the ship with some minor damage, and Tracy compliments him for doing a good job except for causing some damage to the landing thruster. Lego frees Corey from the handcuffs and Vaskin takes her as a prisoner, pointing a gun at her. Vaskin and Corey leave the ship, and Tracy tells Vaskin to be careful. The AI also tells them the air is breathable, but the force field can falsify the results. Vaskin then asks Corey to take off her mask, which is helping her breathe, and she seems fine. Vaskin follows and takes off his mask, but he vomits. Tracy explains that, like last time, he is reacting to the methanethiol in the atmosphere. He asks why Tracy didn't warn him, and it responds by saying it had to repeat the experience to validate the hypothesis. Now, the hypothesis is confirmed. Vaskin and Corey pass through a door where Lego tells them the signal is getting stronger. Then they find the android sitting still. Soon, it starts to wiggle and Corey laughs. Vaskin gets angry and throws Corey to the ground, which lights up the floor in red. Vaskin is confused and tries to communicate with Lego, but Lego doesn't answer, and he runs out of the door. However, like a loop, he ends up back in the same room. The android is now up and looking at him. After trying a few times, Vaskin points a gun at Corey and asks who is in charge there. Corey calmly walks towards him, but his gun is jammed. She reaches him and holds his gun. She tells him that he said it's been a long time since he was with a real woman and maybe he has forgotten how to treat them. He hits her with his gun as the android watches. She asks him to be gentle with her and then she slowly touches him. The android also joins in and Vaskin kisses Corey. Then Corey slowly grabs the gun and shoots him in the heart. Lego sees Vaskin's vitals are gone and decides to grab his gun. He pleads with Tracy to unlock the elevator. Tracy calmly responds to him, stating it can't comply with his request. He asks why, and Tracy says it cannot allow him to go to that area for his own safety. Lego then decides to use force to open the elevator and brings an axe. When he is about to break it, Tracy tells him he has never raised a hand on the ship. Lego asks if its system is corrupted or malfunctioning. Tracy reassures him, emphasizing that it has never felt better. Then Lego breaks into the ship, but Tracy's robot body starts to rotate. Tracy then takes the ship away, forcing him to stop what he is doing. Meanwhile, Corey is touching the female android as if she is preparing it for something. She then walks to the unconscious Vaskin and sits on top of him. She grabs wires from his inside abdomen and drinks the fluids from them. Lego takes out wires from Tracy's robot body and arms the cannons. Tracy tries to stop him, saying Vaskin is back inside Mima. Then, Vaskin walks inside the ship and Tracy greets him. Seeing Vaskin is gutted, Lego falls to the ground vomiting. It seems Vaskin is under the control of Corey. Galder tries to communicate with Vaskin and asks for good news. Vaskin tells him that Lego is dead, and they have tracked the android to a junkyard in the coal sack, which is a dark nebula. He says the android is controlling their machines with some kind of new technology. He also claims that he tried to take it out, but its force field is too strong for Tracy. Vaskin requests for Galder's ship's firepower, but the commander refuses, saying he can't engage without the general staff's approval. Vaskin responds, saying they don't have time for that. If the entity escapes again, they won't be able to track it. He says Tracy is transmitting the coordinates as they speak. Galder then says Vaskin is acting strangely and asks how he can know if he has been compromised. Vaskin acknowledges he has been compromised but has escaped, and now it might take control of his mind again at any time. But as they speak, Corey takes out Vaskin and assembles many androids like the earlier one. Then she destroys their ship, adding more components to the wreck. The movie ends as Vaskin wakes up inside the android, which also happens to be inside Corey, and screams as he is tied up.